Do you know that a single chapter can fetch you 50 marks in your UPSC exam? And that too, that single chapter is from 6th standard NCERT. Did you ever think of that? Now, let us see. Let us come to the today's discussion on NCERT chapters in UPSC perspective, where how UPSC picks questions from basic NCERT chapters. In our third session, we are going to discuss about the Indus Valley civilization in the earliest cities chapter from 6th standard NCERT. See, to give you a glimpse of how important this chapter is, this single chapter has provided or has been the source for nearly eight questions from 2011 to 2023 in prelims, CSC prelims. See, eight questions between 2011 to 23 from this own chapter. Between 2011 to 2023, see how relevant this chapter is, how important this chapter is. And if you consider the mains, in the mains, UPSC mains, this own chapter, the chapter on Indus Valley civilization has been in the last decade between 2011 to 2024. This own chapter has provided questions not less than five questions which are highly relevant for UPSC mains. See how important this chapter is. This single chapter can fetch you 50 to 100 marks in your entire UPSC journey. We are going to discuss this chapter today. So let us discuss how UPSC builds questions from this chapter. This is essentially about the Indus Valley civilization, the rise of cities around 4,700 years ago. 4,700 years ago. So, continuing the discussion, let us see. This is the second page in the chapter. In this page, you can have a direct question from this map. Yes, a direct prelims question from this map, especially on the location and significance of the places mentioned in the map. See here, there are some places which are very important, which are directly reflected in the UPSC prelims and optional also. Identify the city of Dholavira. Dholavira, located in Gujarat. It's a prominent Harappan town and it is recognized as a UNESCO Heritage Site. UNESCO World Heritage Site. Dholavira. Similarly, we have another place called Lothal. It is also located in Gujarat. See, these are very important historic Harappan sites. Apart from these, here we have the other examples of Harappa, Rakhigadi, Kalibangan, and Ganveriwala. Why I am stressing these on these places is because in UPSC they have already there is a direct question regarding the Dholavira city, the importance of Dholavira, the existence of water harvesting systems in Dholavira, the city plan, the three the three part division of the city of Dholavira has been already asked in the UPSC. See, you can simply state that this simple map can be your best friend in your UPSC journey because it can provide you greater marks. The simply by knowing these places, by knowing the alignment of these places, you can fetch marks. The cities of Dholavira, Shanhudaro, Mohenjo-daro, all these places are extremely important for your UPSC journey. Simply, let's frame a hypothetical question of UPSC standard. UPSC might ask a question in this manner. Arrange the following Harappan sites in the north to south extent. Arrange the following Harappan sites in the north to south extent. So, the question they may be asking about Chanhodaro, Ganeriwala, Dolvira, and Surkotada. So we need to place these in the order, in the north to south order. Simply, we need to place them in the north to south order. So first comes Ganeriwala, the second Chanhudaro, next Dolvira and Surkotada. So that's why I'm saying that this map is a very important tool for you for your journey in fetching more marks. Okay, next proceeding to the next. See, the discussion of the Great Bath, the houses, drains, and streets, essentially the town planning. The Harappan town planning is a key factor or key aspect of the UPSC mains question. The Harappan town planning is always an important aspect which will be asked by UPSC in mains questions, especially the significance of their architecture, their industry, the brick building industry, all they are an important source for your exam. So here we can directly expect a mains question specifically on the houses, drains, and streets. Particularly in 2017, 2020, and 2023 mains, there has been direct reference to Harappan town planning, and especially the use of arts, crafts, and all these aspects form an important aspect which will be tested by UPSC in the exam. Next, another important aspect, or within this particular question, you can expect questions regarding the script, regarding the Harappan script. See, regarding the Harappan script, there there can be several questions, whether it is right to left or left to right, whether it is deciphered, or what is exactly a Harappan script is considered. The Harappan script is a pictographic script, and it is also called Bostrophodon script. Bostrophodon script means we start with right, we start with left, we come to right, again we start. Such is the sequence of the writing. See, simply I will be showing an example. I start here, then again this one. This particular pattern is called as Bostrophodon pattern. So this is an important question for your prelims. Next, see, we have come to the third or fifth page of this chapter. Within this page, you can expect a question in terms of MCQ where from this additional boxes. See, the boxes here can be a source of a question for you. They can be simply a question regarding the stone weights used by Harappans. The stone weights used by Harappans. Essentially, here UPSC tests your knowledge in these aspects. One, by what material it is made. The material is a chert. Chert is a stone by which the weight stones are made. And another important aspect is the weight stones are made according to the Indian system or 16 multiples. Weights in 16 multiples means 16, 32, 64 like that. So this is an important marker or important question where UPSC tests. Similarly, if you see the crafts or the bead making industry, the bead making industry, there will be a direct question based on the Chanhudaro. As I have already discussed about this place in the map, where Chanhudaro is an important location, especially for bead making industry. Bead making industry is predominant in Chanhudaro. So here is another important question which can be directly asked. Direct reference from this chapter in UPSC. Next. See, in the last two lines, generally we skip the last two lines, but here we have another important fact or another important aspect where UPSC may question. Simply, there might be a question where in Harappan's or in which Harappan city we have identified spindle horns. Spindle whorls. The spindle whorls have been identified or excavated from the city of Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro. So here comes here another question, which is a UPSC standard question. See, what I am already discussing is the previous papers, previous questions. They have been already asked and they still hold relevance for being asked again. See, this is the sixth standard chapter. A sixth class textbook, a single chapter can fetch you more than 50 marks in your UPSC. Okay, continuing our discussion. See, see this paragraph. This paragraph can fetch you nearly 10 to 20 marks, either if it is asked in prelims or if it is asked in mains. It essentially deals about the supply chain network of Harappans. How Harappans used to get different materials, different goods from different places. Specifically, this paragraph is very important for your understanding, where it clearly mentions where Harappans used to get the critical minerals or critical requirements. See here, they explain that used to get copper from Rajasthan, tin from Afghanistan, and gold from Karnataka. See, I can go to the extent and say this is one of the most relevant paragraphs for your UPSC preparation from this chapter. See, you can directly know where Harappan people used to get the important raw materials or important elements. It can also help you in understanding geography, the significance of these elements, and the corresponding economic geography. Right from 5,000 years ago to till now, these places are important sources of these elements. Rajasthan, K3 mines in Rajasthan is known for copper, right from Indus Valley civilization to till today. And even Kolar mines in Karnataka is known for gold. Suvarnagiri of Ashoka is named after the gold reserves in Karnataka. Such is the significance of this small information. It can be a direct question in your mails also, explaining about the long distance trade and their supply chain network of the Harappans. Okay, now let us proceed further. Here we have an explanation regarding the food for the people in the cities. How the Harappans used to have agriculture, how they used to focus on subsistence aspects. In, in your mains, you can have a direct question, and even in optional and general studies mains GS1, there will be a direct question asking on the subsistence base of Harappans. Subsistence base of Harappans, where they used to produce different crops, different products, different cereals, rice, wheat, barley, pulses, and they used to depend on forestry, hunting activities. All these activities will be an important aspect for UPSC mains question. Next, as I have already mentioned, the city of Dolvira, there is a here in this particular paragraph, it has been a detailed description of the Dolvira city, which has been already discussed earlier. It is an important question from prelims and mains perspective. Yes. Next, we are proceeding further. See how we can understand how this small chapter can fetch you around 50 marks in your exam. Next, the at the fag end, even the mystery of the end can also provide you the inputs, the critical inputs for studying the decline of Harappans. Decline of Harappans. It is also an important question, very relevant from the UPSC mains perspective. There have been several previous questions regarding the decline and the various theories about the decline of Harappans. It explains about the issue of floods, issue of climate change, issue of ecological decay. All these have been taken, that the inspiration has been taken from this chapter in 6th standard NCERT. See, a small chapter of 10 pages can fetch you 50 marks in your UPSC preparation. That is the significance, and that's why the NCERTs are considered as the fundamental bedrock of your UPSC preparation. Now, in this chapter, we discussed about the significance of the earliest cities chapter and how UPSC is framing questions from this chapter in your previous exams. We discussed that in the prelims from 2011 to 2023, there have been 8 questions, and even in mains, there have been around 5 questions from this chapter. That is the significance of this particular chapter. Okay, in the next class, we'll be discussing about the next chapter and its relevance in UPSC. Thank you.